A better friend you never had. Big brother, dear old dad. Man about town, wheels rolling round. Back in the old fresh air, seemed like everybody was there. Harvey Mandel and Sugar King. Now it'll never be the same. There he is, and there he goes. There he is, and there he goes. You had a mean right swing, in and out of the ring, for the ones you loved, and for the golden gloves. And on a crosstown trail, riding around with a third rail, and all the boys in blue sure like to get their hands on you. There he is, and there he goes. There he is, and there he goes. I used to sleep on the couch with your scooter on the floor. I guess I won't be doing that anymore. Everything smelled like dogs and motor oil. It was an oasis in the world of turmoil. You're getting older, slowing down. You get a job downtown. You work on the longshore, just like your brother before. You get a wife and kids, best thing you ever did. Yeah, you love those little rugrats, and they loved you back. There he is, and there he goes. There he is, and there he goes. The girls stand off on the sidelines and they cry. Even the Iron Man gets a tear in his eye. So raise your glass and drink a toast to whoever it is that you love the most. I'm on my way. Every step is a brand new day. Yeah, life is good. It's going by just like it should. Yes, in this old town, sure got some stories to hold it down. And I know they broke the mold when this story got told. I know they broke the mold when this story got told. Crazy otherwise. Hair all over the place. There we go. There After all of these years, beating my head on the wall, stumbling into blind alleys and being fodder for a fall, I must have thought I was eternal, the way I spun my wheels. Oh, but this time it's different. This time it's for real. And more than anything else in the world, more than anything else in the world, more than anything else in the world, I can't let you down. I can't let you down. Oh, when I was much younger and I was on my roll, I gave my life away in pieces like it was out of my control. Illusions of reality, how they whisper in a double talk. Oh, but this time I make my move, I'll know which way to walk. And more than anything else in the world, more than anything else in the world, more than anything else in the world, I can't let you down. Can't let you down. Say that life is like a river, I think they might be right. I know the shadowy illusions disappear in the light. All things are possible now, the future is in view. And when tonight becomes tomorrow, well, I will think of you. And more than anything else in the world, more than anything else in the world, more than anything else in the world, I can't let you down. Can't let you down. And more than anything else in the world, more than anything else in the world, more than anything else in the world, I can't let you down. Yes, indeed, I can't let you down. All right, it's cold out there. This is a cold weather song. Yeah, it's about people who have to live outside in the cold. It's called Tent City. I've missed playing in soul food books. It's been a month, I think. Time goes by, but sometimes it just drags. Checking your calendar, saying, when am I back in the soul food? Oh, next month. Oh, good. Anyway, imagine it's weather like this. Well, you don't have to imagine, because it is weather like this. But imagine if instead of going home to a nice warm house, you got to crawl inside of a tent in a parking lot somewhere, or a piece of vacant ground. Fortunately, it's you and a whole bunch of other people, so you're not by yourself, but still. Too cold for rainbows, too cold for sun, too cold for downpours, but we gonna get one. You better run for cover, round around that flag. Ain't got a raincoat, got a plastic bag. Come sit down by the fire, it'll do you some good. Gonna keep it going long as we got firewood. Too cold to sit down, too cold to stand, too cold to say hello, but I can shake your hand. This is where we live now, so come on in. Long as you were looking for trouble, you're welcome, friend. Pull a sleeping bag over, button it down. Try to keep it level so it don't roll out on the ground. Living in America, in Tent City. Living in America, Tent City. Living in America, Tent City. Living in America, in Tent City. And it's just trickling down. Yeah, that's right. cold to be living in tents, too cold to camp. Try to stay dry, everything gets damp. Too cold to be living outside, you can tell that to the cops. Ain't got no other place to go when the weather won't stop. Take a letter to the mayor, deliver it for me. Tell him it all, I can see him down here, keeping good company. Yeah, it's too cold, but what you gonna do? Gotta live somewhere, and you know it's true. I can't pay the mortgage, can't afford the rent. After food and bus fare, my money's just about all spent. Take a message to the man, whisper it in his ear. Tell him until we see some changes, we're gonna stay right here. Living in America, in Tent City in Sacramento. Living in America, in Tent City Dignity Village. Living in America, Tent City Nicholsville. Living in America, Tent City, all over the place. Jeez, man, you're like 10 people all in one. 700,000. Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good cup of coffee right there. Let me recommend, by the way, the coffee. If you haven't already had one, let me recommend that. Man, that's good. He held that truth like a fistful of lightning, put it out in the world and he let it go. And it went viral out into cyberspace until nobody could say that they didn't know. And what you don't know can kill you. The truth will get you arrested. And what you don't know can kill you. Truth will get you arrested. Should have seen them popping off shots from the helicopter as it hovered overhead. Should have seen the figures on the ground duck and run for cover, tangled in the wounded and the dead. It wasn't like they said it was going to be. There were no heroes in the white hats. Those people on the ground, they weren't even soldiers, they were civilians. What do you think about that? And what you don't know can kill you. The truth will get you arrested. Yeah. And what you don't know can kill you. The truth will get you arrested. They came for Bradley Manning. Put him in a little white room where the light was always on. And then locked the door behind him and said, we're going to give you justice until the justice is all gone. And what you don't know can kill you. The truth will get you arrested. And what you don't know can kill you. The truth will get you arrested. That's right. Secrets are the fuel to run the big machine. Secrets are the poison of our history. Secrets are a coward, they don't like to be seen. They hide in mystery, in mystery. Now what you don't know can kill you. The truth will get you arrested. Now what you don't know can kill you. Truth will get you arrested. They say that history is written by the victors who define it and then they nail it down. Yeah, but history is a wheel. The wheels spin around. You can't hide away forever, you know, sooner or later somebody is gonna see. And Chelsea Manning blew the whistle, and that makes her a hero to me. Now what you don't know can kill you. Truth will get you arrested. Now what you don't know can kill you. The truth will get you arrested. That's right, get you arrested. I gotta take this thing off, man. I'm gonna die. Oh, shit. Well, I had to make it over here. I had to wear enough clothes to make it over here. There we go. Whew, man. All right. Yeah, I wrote that song when Chelsea Manning was Bradley Manning. And then I thought to myself, now what do I do? You know? But then I realized that when they came to arrest Manning, when they came to arrest Private Manning, it was Bradley Manning. They came for Bradley Manning. They did. But now it's Chelsea Manning. So you can use both names in the song, and that makes sense. I'm going to do a couple of songs for my buddy Joe here. They're going to be kind of not necessarily right next to each other, but close enough. I fell in love with this song, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. So I had to work it out. Warm up these fingers because it's a different technique, you know, flat picks, finger picks. Play that again. A child is practicing their music. Could be a trumpet, but it's too sloppy to be sure. Like someone's trying to get out of that building, but their feet are nailed to the floor. And it's a beautiful thing, yes it is. It's a thing that gives me hope to live. Somebody is looking for their voice through an open window. They're their supper on a stove. It's a sound you can hear out on the street, humming and a tapping at a beat, like someone whose life gives no reason, making up a reason of their own. And it's a beautiful thing, yes it is. It's a thing that gives me hope to live. Somebody is looking for their voice through an open window with their supper on a stove. A man is shadow boxing in a doorway. With his eyes closed, I know he's gonna win. He's kicking the trash out of the way. He goes down, but he always comes back up again. And it's a beautiful thing, yes it is. It's a thing that gives me hope to live. Somebody is looking for their voice through an open window with their supper on a stove. He still owes me money, hasn't paid me back. And a woman is standing at the bus stop. She is yelling that the city's on fire. The cops come looking clumsy and disgusted. Everything they tell her, she says they are a liar. And it's a beautiful thing, yes it is. It's a thing that gives me hope to live. Somebody is looking for their voice through an open window with their supper on a stove. Everybody is stuck inside the buildings. The ruins that we leave may last forever. And though everything we say may be forgotten, there's something that connects us like a river. And it's a beautiful thing, yes it is. It's a thing that gives me hope to live. Somebody is looking for their voice through an open window with their supper on a stove. And it's a beautiful thing, yes it is. It's a thing that gives me hope to live. Somebody is looking for their voice through an open window with their supper on a stove. Somebody is looking for their voice through an open window with their supper on a stove. You must know each other. Sit down, find a seat. Sit down there where the game pieces are or something. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Utah Phillips wrote this song. Yeah. It's the only Utah Phillips song I know, but I like it a lot. It's called Walking Through Your Town in the Snow. Well, I'm walking through your town in the snow. I'm walking through your town in the snow. I got no place to go. Trains are running slow. And I'm walking through your town in the snow. I carry my home on my back. Carry my home on my back. The police always frown every time I lay it down. So I'm walking through your town in the snow. Don't these little winter towns all look the same? Don't these little winter towns all look the same? Shelter's always closed when the cold wind blows, and I'm walking through your town in the snow. It's getting late and all the bars are closed. It's getting late and all the bars are closed. It's so cold that I can't think. I could really use a drink. And I'm walking through your town in the snow. There's some fellas jungled up down in the yard. Some fellas jungled up down in the yard. They're cooking up down there, but I got nothing to share. I'm walking through your town in the snow. Maybe I could rustle up a job. Maybe I could rustle up a job. But there's nothing I can do. My best working days are through. I'm walking through your town in the snow. Well, I don't ever think I'll find my way back home. I don't ever think I'll find my way back home. I can see my golden years shining through my frozen tears, and I'm walking through your town in the snow. I'm walking through your town in the snow. I'm walking through your town in the snow. I got no place to go. Trains are running slow, and I'm walking through your town in the snow. I got no place to go. The trains are running slow, and I'm walking through your town in the snow. Well, that's cold over there, man. Ooh. It was Binghamton, New York for me. That was 1970, January. We found the laundromat, went and stayed in the laundromat, and then the owner came and said, God damn it, they never closed it. They're supposed to close it. You guys got to go. You don't mind, do you? Oh, no, not at all. It's like 20 below zero, you know. Whatever. This song is about 200 years old, and I'm not making that up. You'll like this, Joe. You'll like it. Oh, it's an amazing song. It fell upon a holy day, as many as in the year. Musgrave to the church did go to see fine ladies there. Some were dressed in velvet red, and some in velvet pale. Up then stepped Lord Barnard's wife, the fairest among them all. She cast an eye at the little Musgrave, as bright as a summer sun. Says Musgrave to himself, this lady's heart I've won. I have loved you, little Musgrave, for long and many is the day. And I have loved you, fair lady, but never a word did say. Oh, I have a bower in Bucklesford Berry, it's my heart's delight. I'll take you there with me, if you lie in my arms all night. But standing by was a little foot page who from the ladies' coach he ran. Although I am the ladies' page, I am Lord Barnard's man. And my Lord Barnard will hear of this, whether I sink or swim. And everywhere that the bridge was broke, I'd enter the water and swim. My Lord Barnard, you are a man of life. But Musgrave is at Bucklesford Berry, asleep with your wedded wife. If this be so, my little foot-page, if what you say is true, and all the golden buckles for Barry, I gladly would give to you. But if this be a lie, my little foot-page, this thing that you tell me, from the highest tree in Bucklesford Berry, hanged you will be. Saddle me the black, he said, and saddle me the gray. Sound ye not your horns, he said, lest her coming you betray. But there was a man in Lord Barnard's train who loved the little Musgrave, and he blew his horn both loud and shrill, away Musgrave, away. I think I hear the morning cock, I think I hear the jay, I think I hear Lord Barnard's men, I wish I was away. Lie still, little Musgrave, and hug me from the cold. It's nothing but a shepherd boy, and bringing his flock to fold. Is not your hawk upon its perch? Your horse eats oats and hay, and you a lady in your arms, why would you go away? So he turned around and kissed her and then they fell asleep. And when he awoke, Lord Barnard's men were standing at their feet. How do you like my bed, he said, and how do you like my sheets? How do you like my fair lady who lies in your arms asleep? Oh, it's well I like your bed, he said, but still it gives me pain. I'd rather pay £100 and be on yonder plain. Rise up, little Musgrave, alive, rise up and then put on, for it'll not be said in this country that I slayed a naked man. Slowly, so slowly he got up, and slowly he put on. Slowly he went down the stairs, thinking to be slain. There are two swords down by my side, and dear they cost my purse. You will have the best of them, and I will have the worst. And the first stroke that little Musgrave struck, it hurt Lord Barnard sore. And the next stroke that Lord Barnard struck, little Musgrave struck no more. Up then spoke the fair lady from the bed whereon she lay. Although you're dead, little Musgrave, still for you I'll pray. How do you like his cheeks, he said, and how do you like his chin, and how do you like his dead body? Now there's no life within. Oh, it's a well I love his cheeks, she said, and well I love his chin, and it's more I want his dead body than all your kith and kin. He's taken out his long, long sword to strike the mortal blow. Through and through the lady's heart, the cold steel it did go. A grave, Lord Barnard cried, to put these lovers in, with my lady on the upper hand, for she came from better kin. for I've just killed the finest man that ever rode a steed. And I've just killed the finest woman that ever did a woman's deed. Oh, it came upon the holy day, as many's in the year, Musgrave to the church to go to see fine ladies there. I like the part where he has her buried on the upper half because she came from better kin. What did you say? You always wanted to be a rich girl? No, I always wanted to be a rich girl. That's what I heard him say. I always wanted to be a rich girl, but I ended up once paying check to check. Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's a great song. They only had 2 chords. All it does, 2 chords for 10 minutes. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I've never seen that happen before. You did that. I gotta rewrite parts of this song. This is an old song. But for now, this'll do. Let's twinkle, twinkle, little star. Along come Brady with the electric car. He got a mean look right in his eye. He gonna shoot somebody just to see him die. Been on a job too long. Duncan was attending the bar. Went in to walk Brady with a shiny star. Brady says, Duncan, you are under arrest, yes. And Duncan shot a hole right in Brady's chest. Been on a job too long. Well, Brady fell down on the barroom floor saying, please, Mr. Duncan, don't you shoot me no more. The women all crying, ain't in the shame. You saw King Brady gonna shoot him again. Been on a job too long. Well, Brady, now you know you done wrong. I'm busting in here while my dame is going on. Breaking down the window, smashing on the door, yes, and now you're lying dead on the barroom floor. Yeah, been on a job too long, that's right. Well, now, old King Brady was a big fat man. The doctor reached out and grabbed a hold of his hand. He felt for his pulse, and Dr. B said, I believed in my soul, King Brady's dead. Been on a job too long. As the women all heard that Brady was dead, and they went back home and they dressed in red, slipping and a sliding on down the street, and they had a celebration on Sycamore Street. Been on a job too long, that's right. They were high-tailed carriages waiting all around to take King Brady to the burying ground. Rubber-tied buggies in the open air, yeah, they took him to the graveyard and left him there. Been on a job too long. Brady, 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 now you know you done wrong. Busting in here when my game was going on. And breaking down the windows and smashing down the door, yes, and now you're lying dead on the barroom floor. Been on a job too long. Been on a job too long. You know that song, don't you? You've heard that one, right? Small Town Justice. Small Town Justice. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, why not? It's a slow, laid back kind of a night. Jesse went numb, the world went mad. His skin was the only contact he had. No feelings, no senses to touch. Sometimes you know it just got to be too much. Far away in those LA County days, dangerous companions so aimlessly amazed. Imprints of violence on such a gentle soul. A long time shadow takes its toll. And they say the greatest pain, they say the greatest pain, they say the greatest pain is when you can't feel anything. Jesse tried to tell it in the language of the day. Over the glamour of the spotlight drove the meanings all away. Hollowed out in syllables, windswept and raining. Everybody thought his pain was so very entertaining. And they say the greatest pain, they say the greatest pain They say the greatest pain is when you can't feel anything. Friends can touch and go, and in the places where we meet, we can have an understanding that we think to be complete. Shared communication, giving names to all our fears, never knowing what was missing until the world disappears, until the world disappears, until the world disappears. And Jesse disappeared one night when time was closing in, with a demon at his throat and the lights all going down. He left his hollow body face up to meet the dawn. By the time they found him, he was already gone. People are like landscapes, they are vast and undiscovered. Eye to eye in mystery, even to each other. Some are dry like a desert, some are like a garden to the sea. Over the parts that matter most are the parts we never see. And they say the greatest pain, they say the greatest pain, they say the greatest pain is when you can't feel anything, can't feel anything at all. You know, sometimes Jesse couldn't feel anything, anything at all. Bobby Cortez was a friend of mine back in the days of old, in the California Valley haze when we were 10 years old, freely tied together in the way of our best friends, little knowing where we were going or how it would end. Bobby never had a vicious thought within his heart and mind, but the pathways laid for him to follow were different from mine. For him it was the migrant orchards or the hoodlum's hard design. Society's brutality would quickly make up his mind. all inside of 2 short years, the damage it was done. And I could hardly recognize him for what he had become. The violence of the silence that held him in his place had made him mean, with eyes of fierce defiance in his face. And all his friends were numbered now among the dangerous ones, with razor blades and links of chain and zip guns. Urban jungle escapades set fire to the fuel. And when he was old enough, he dropped out of school. Misfitted for the outside world, had every turn gone wrong. He joined up in the army, and they sent him off to Vietnam. A cannon fodder soldier, to the slaughter he was led. And in some frightened foreign jungle, he caught a bullet in his head. Back in school we heard the news, and like a dream it came and passed. His name was added to a tombstone. There was a gift from the graduating class, given to all of those of us who had fallen to the war. And Bobby Cortez, his name was number 4. How many souls are molded by a devious device, to be cast aside beside the bloody road to paradise, to fill the courts and jails until their numbers overflow. They may be among your finest friends if you could only know. No, she didn't like that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll do this right here. It's nice and quiet and peaceful here tonight. Sometimes it's like that, sometimes it's just that crowded and people all over the place walking across the bar and shooting pool in the back room. They got pool tables here. You don't know what to look at it, but they got pool tables. Playing the piano, honky-tonk piano. Yeah, that's right. But tonight it's kind of laid back. So we're doing ballads and kind of laying back with it, True story. No one could sing the blues like Lightning Hopkins. I don't care what anybody said. I was 15 years old, riding by the passenger window with my radio up against my head. And that's when I heard him for the first time, cutting into the noise of the car. And my whole world turned upside down. I just had to learn to sing and play guitar. So I got on my bicycle with the high-rise handlebars, and I would ride for 20 miles on a run. I got every one of his records I could find back then. Yes, I did. I had 11 of them by the time I was done. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's all right. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. Now, years later up in Seattle town, lightning came through playing 3 nights in a row. I caught up with him early in the dressing room. Somehow I just had to let him know. So I took out my guitar and I started playing. And I made him up a song to tell it right, about the radio, the car, and all of his records. Yes, and how glad I was to meet him that night. And I sang about what he taught me without even knowing it, and all the lessons I still had to learn. And Lightning, he just grinned. Yeah, when I was done, he told me a story in return. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's all right. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. Now this is what he told me. He said he was walking around the backwoods down in Texas one time when he was only 12 years old. He was carrying his guitars almost as big as he was. He was tired, hungry, and cold. He saw some people were having a picnic, and he asked if he could sing for his meal. They turned him away, he said, because he was too raggedy. He could still remember how it made him feel. Then he looked off into the distance through his dark sunglasses, and he grinned a little more just for chance. He said, now I got money in the bank back home, and they know who I am in France. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's all right. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. Now, Lightning died back in '82. I can still remember where I was and how I heard. I was playing the meeting place in Dublin. The local blues singer gave me the word. Now, some people, they pass right through you. Yes, and maybe they leave a little mark. Some people shine like a light for you sometimes. Help you find your way when it gets dark. They say that this world is made of stories. From these stories, our songs are grown. Sometimes, you know, the songs just get so big, you have to go out and make a song of your own. And I never learned to play the blues. I hope that's all right. I never learned to play the blues, but I can sing and play guitar all night. Oh, yeah. Now they know who I am in France. Yeah, yeah. Well, I saw Jimi Hendrix at Winterland. It was 1968. I was in whatever shape I was in that night. The horses were out of the gate. The crowd was fine and fanciful. And when Jimmy took the stand, he had way too many fingers on every single hand. Well, I saw Jimi Hendrix at Winterland, and my eyes were glued to the frets. There was smoke and there were mirrors, and there were licks that I'll never forget. He wore knee-length moccasins, and he played with his feet out wide. And in between the sonic silences, he slipped the notes inside. I saw Jimi Hendrix at Winterland. Yes, and I was experienced then. I was with some improbable buddies. I don't know how we even got in. Well, I was out on a date with a butterfly girl. Everybody was flying around, and nobody thought about anything different until the morning came around. That's right. Clouds, they lay like a blanket, and the sun rode up over the rim, and we were all just like skimming stones across the times that we were in. Yes, and if I had my chance, I'd do it all over again. They made a record out of those Winterland nights. You may listen if you dare. In the music and the multitudes, I know I'm in there somewhere. It was a season of eruptions. It was the crown of the century. Jimmy's guitar said, "Thank you." And that was enough for me. Yes, I saw Jimi Hendrix at Winterland. What? About who? Oh. Rachel Corey. You know I was always the one. I could never stand idly by. I watched while the bullies beat up on the weaker ones. I had to do something to try. And I never gave up on people, that we could be better somehow. Morality's compass, you gave it to me, and I still follow it now. Well, I couldn't stop thinking about it. No, I couldn't get it out of my mind. The pictures, the stories, the plight of the people in occupied Palestine. And how my government makes me complicit with the political aid that they send. So I packed up my bags and I headed to Rafah to work with the ISM. And I'd rather be dancing and falling in love. But if I can just watch from a distance, and what am I made of? Mama, these people are so good to me. They treat me like a one of their own. They feed me and see to my needs. They let me sleep in their homes. And Papa, their lives are so hard. The gunshots every night, the roadblocks, the strip searches, humiliations. Papa, it just isn't right. Well, I can feel my privilege. It's there in my American face. I could wave my passport around like a flag and I would be safe in this place. For these child soldiers of Israel, they look like the boys back home. And if it wasn't for American money, they'd have to leave these people alone. And I'd rather be dancing to Pat Benatar. Oh, but somebody has to do something about it, and here we are. The tractors are coming today. They're like tanks with bulldozer blades. The name on the side says Caterpillar, and that means they're American made. Well, I am American too, and I'll be where everybody can see. So if they want to run over those houses today, they're going to have to run over me. Well, it's dangerous taking a stand, but it's dangerous running away. And sometimes you have to face up to the danger. There is just no other way. But there are such beautiful dreams I have seen in the eyes of a child. And if I can just make one little difference, then I think my life is worthwhile. And I'd rather be dancing. Instead I'm saying goodbye. But we'll meet again when it's over, don't cry. And I'd rather be dancing, and surely we'd all rather be. Someday we'll dance in the world that's peaceful and free. This is sort of related, but in a roundabout sort of a way. I'm not sure what key to do this in. There or there. Bum, 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 bum. I think. I'm going to do it there. Now I'm going to do down one. I'll do it down there. Be easier. I watched a movie called, what the hell was it called? The Invisible War, I think it was called. And it was a documentary made by John Pilger, who's a Canadian journalist who lives in London, has been in London for a long time. And he's one of the first people to really be monitoring the depleted uranium situation in Iraq. You know, from America, from the first quote Gulf War. When was that? 91, I think. It was he and an Irish journalist, a woman named Felicity Arbuthnot, who also, she told an amazing story about being, she spent a lot of time in Iraq. And after that Gulf War, she went and looked to see what was going on. And she told this wonderful story about walking down through an alleyway and seeing these kids playing a game, an alley game, the Iraqi version of dice or marbles or something. It might have been marbles that they were playing. And she just stood there and watched, and she wanted to take a picture, but she didn't want to disturb them, so she kept her distance, and she kind of, started to get her camera out and everything. They noticed her, and when they noticed her, they screamed, and they dropped everything, and they ran. And she was completely what's going on? There was this old man sitting in the doorway, and he said, they thought you were American. And that's like... So anyway, at the end of the movie that John Pilger made, it focuses on the face of an old woman who's looking right at you through the camera. And I just changed it from a movie to a newspaper, just for the purposes of song, and it goes like this. I saw a woman's face in the paper. She was from Iraq. I was looking at her. She was looking right back, and her eyes still haunt me. Over all of the distance, such a human insistence, demanding answers and asking questions. How can you do this? And why don't you do something to stop it? These briefcase killers, these bureaucrat thugs, pushers of bullets and runners of drugs, these colonels and statesmen, these newspaper drones, this idiot system, this heart of stone. Don't look, don't see, don't hear, don't think. Go to work, come home, watch TV, take a drink. Her eyes still haunt me. Over thousands of miles. Millions of agonies, reaching, reminding, and tearing the blankness. How can you do this? And why don't you do something to stop it? Are we just pretending on them to keep us... Oh, boy, I'm sorry. Are we just depending on them to give us excuses when the going gets grim? Oh, man, it's been too long. It's a good song, too. Hold a second, Are we just depending on them to give us excuses when the going gets grim? To something or other, to make it all right so that in spite of everything, we can still sleep at night? Well, if we don't do what has to be done, we will be criminal ancestors. Everyone, criminal ancestors, doomed to the dust, and whatever happens, it'll happen to us. And her eyes still haunt me, screaming the silence, and all the complicity of these American hands, and I have to answer when she asks me, how can you do this? And why don't you do something to stop it? I saw a woman's face in the paper. She was from Iraq. I was looking at her. She was looking right back. Well, you get the idea. You get the idea. By really fast. I know. This is a song about... Hold a second. Because there's so few of you here. A second. Open this up. Open this up. Open this up. Open this up. Joe, help me here. Help me here, Joe. I'm going to need you... Oh, he's gone. Well, anyway, I was going to show you a picture of my other guitar. It doesn't matter. This is a song about my other guitar. And the guy who gave it to me is an old friend from the California days. His name was Chris Ramey. And he died shortly after he gave me that guitar. He knew he was dying. That's the reason he gave it to me. Yep, he sure did. Chris Ramey. That was his name. His name was Chris Ramey. Chris Ramey gave me this guitar. We'd been friends for years and we came this far. Living in a world of folk clubs and bars. Songs for every season and we sang them on a steel string guitar. Chris Ramey was a big man and he sang a big song. And in my younger days I tagged along. He had a big life. He lived it right out loud. Head and shoulders over everybody else in the crowd. He rode with the pranksters. He knew Neil Cassidy too. Janis Joplin lit a candle for him in an almost rendezvous. Jesse Fuller, Margot St. James, everybody knew Chris Ramey. And he knew them all the same, all the same. He could drink you under the table. He could trip you over the moon. He could tell more tales than a carny barker on a Saturday afternoon. He had a heart of gold. He was golden to the core. He'd give you the shirt off his back. And if you needed a bed, well, he'd sleep on the floor. When I lost track of Ramey, and he lost track of me, then I heard he was selling cars down in the valley. His guitar was in the closet. Strings were old and dead, but he still had all those songs in his head. In his head. I said, hey, Chris, I don't know about these cars, but guitar strings call for fingers, and your fingers need guitars. And these kids out there nowadays, well, they seem so young, they need a master like you to show them how it's done, how it's done. He's a little rusty at first, then the rust was dusted off. Magic came alive and the songs woke up like a sleeper on a rebound from a long tangential dream. Chris Ramey was back on the scene, on the scene. He got himself a good set of wheels in a used car lot. He put a PA in the trunk and he went out gigging while the gigging was hot. He got a brand new repertoire. It was a fine sight to see, and with his harmonica buddy Jimmy Durance, he made his first CD. Yes, he did. And the music was alive. He was living in the zone, and he loved those old Gibsons and Epiphones. He knew I did too. It was almost biology, so whenever he found a good one, well, he'd show it to me. He'd show it to me. Now life catches up with you, no matter how fast you drive, and they say that nobody gets out of here alive. There's songs to come in singing with, songs to fly away, and he knew he'd have to sing one of those other ones someday. Someday. Chris Ramey gave me this guitar. When he knew the time was near, he said, go pick the one that speaks to you, Jim, and get it out of here. So I took this old slope shoulder with the sunburst top. It made bells beneath my fingers, and it would not let me stop, let me stop. So sing a song for laughter, sing a song for tears, sing a song for old friends who've known you all these years. Sing a song for leaving, another one for when you're gone. For life is just a melody, waiting for a song, for a song. That's right. And then I always follow that up with a song that Chris Ramey wrote that I learned from him. I learned by sitting right there and watching him play. We'd never met, but I knew who he was. And I'd seen him play, and he was really good. And there's a beautiful song. So I sat down and I watched. And I watched. And then I'd go home and I'd try it out until I got it. And then one afternoon, early evening, whatever it was, outside of one of the places that we played at, that we all played at, I was teaching the song to a friend of mine. And Chris Ramey walked by. And he stopped and he said, "That's my song." I said, "Yeah." So we became friends. And this is that song. To see some woman play Annie Gallup. She was playing in Santa Cruz. And Ramey and I were hanging out. This is like 15 years ago or something, or 10 years ago. And I said, "Hey, this friend of mine's playing. Let's go see her." So I went to see her. You know, she was tuning. And then she got all ready to play the song. And Ramey leaned over to me and said, "She's more in tune than I ever am." When I left my hometown years ago, I thought I'd be back soon. My friends gave me a send-off and some money for my room. And I had a girl I guess I loved. I wrote her every day. She stopped to write and so did I. It's always been that way. I'll just move along. I'll just move along, my friend. To you I bid adieu, my friend. When I get up in the morning and I go along my way, I could send home a letter if there was something good to say. I can tell you right now they dwindle off. You wouldn't hear from me at all. Friendship ties break fast enough, and letters only stall. I'll just move along. I'll just move along, my friend. To you I bid adieu, my friend. Sometimes I feel like riding back to those friends I used to know. That's only when I've known of friends and known a place to go. Sometimes I feel like walking back. I can't tell you why, but I kind of feel that way right now. So I guess I'll say goodbye. I'll just move along. I'll just move along, my friend. To you I bid adieu, my friend. Well, thank you. Well, I'm just going to do a couple more songs here because, you know, we're getting right up there to that time. You know? So I think I'll do one more. Yeah, I'll do one more song. Let me think a second here. You can ask. Ask away. Oh, Head Full of Pictures. That's not really a song to end with, but... Two more? Okay, I'll do two more then. Okay, he got it. Okay. And we will be our own parade. We're going to make our own parade right here. Okay. All right. I'm not into football, so I didn't watch the game. I'm not into it. Whatever. To me, football's always been like a combination of kind of, locker room hard asses, and a board meeting. Well, a bunch of what? And I say board meeting because they hang around, they have a meeting, they huddle, they talk. They go through, the announcers go through historical pictures and statistics and blah, 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 blah for 5 minutes, and then there's 10 seconds of play, boom, 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 and then another 5 minutes of stuff, and it's like, what am I watching this for? So I don't watch it. But when it won, when the team won, boom, boom, boom started to go off all over town. And right down the street from where we live, somebody threw out a whole bunch of firecrackers in the street, whatever they were, and they started going off. And all I could think of was, if I was a PTSD vet, I might just flip right the fuck out right now. Because all of a sudden people are shooting all over me, all over town. It's like, now hold off, everybody. Just kind of calm down. This is only football. We got people with serious head conditions in this town. Anyway, so this is called Head Full of Pictures. Well, I just came home with a head full of pictures and I can't say. Wake me up screaming in the middle of the night, make 'em go away, and I might start drinking. I might not stop, I might cross over that line. I just want to get drunk and stay that way all the time. Now I'm walking around with a head full of pictures and you don't want to know. Hanging in the air right in front of my face everywhere I go. I might start doping, I might not stop, I might cross over that line. I just want to get numb and stay that way all the time. Nobody should have pictures in the head like I do. Nobody should have pictures in the head like me. Give them back to the people that wanted this war. I don't want to see them anymore. No, I'm living my life with a head full of pictures from now on. And I can't make love to the world anymore 'cause they're too strong. And I might get crazy, I might not stop, I might cross over that line, and I might do something I might regret sometime. Who gave me this head full of pictures? Well, I think I know. Some big shot sitting in a padded chair where the money's all flow. And I might start thinking, I might get smart, I might cross over that line, and I might do something about it sometime. Nobody should have pictures in the head like I do. Everybody should have pictures in the head like me, giving back to the people that wanted this war. I don't want to see him anymore. Okay. Oh, I know what I'll do. I know what I'll do. And this always seems like a good way to end. I hope it's okay. You've probably heard this a million times, but I enjoy playing it. And everybody knows that's my tip jar. And everybody knows those are my CDs. Everybody knows all that stuff. That's all I'll say. Now when I go by Baltimore, need no carpet on my floor. Come along and go with me, we'll go see what we can see. Green rocky road, promenade in green. Who do you love and who do you love? Now you see that bird up in the sky. You wonder how she could get so high. She don't walk and she don't run. She just flies until the traveling's done. Green rocky road, promenade in green. Who do you love and who do you love? So when I go by Baltimore, I need no carpet on my floor. Come along and go with me, we'll go see what we can see. Green rocky road, promenade in green. Who do you love? I love the way that the rain sounds on the rooftop over my head of little animal feet. The way the clouds come down so low sometimes seem to prowl around the alleyways and get into the side streets. And all the world goes soft, and the hard lines disappear, and the echo of the footsteps, well, that's music in your ear. And the sing-song river runs all along that little crack. I've been all around the world and I keep coming back. Now the big boats come to the dockside, they tie off and unload, and they stay a little while. You got a bright light Saturday to Liberty night, you gotta do it upright, you gotta do it in style. Maybe hear a little music. Can I have this next dance? Maybe fall in love if I get half a chance with somebody like you. Imagine that. I've been all around the world and I keep coming back. First time I rode the bus to pick me up hitchhiking, took me clear across town, yes I did. I said, I ain't got no money, said that's all right, friend, just get on board and lay your burden down. He said, where you going? I said, I have no idea, but this looks pretty good, I'll get off here. And I went off walking with my guitar across my back. I've been all around the world and I keep coming back. Well, I rode that 3-mile bridge so high one time I could have scratched old Mr. Moon right in the chin. I took a look at the water in the canal down below and I thought to myself, I'm gonna dive right in. Yeah, but I'm too young to go that way. I ain't ready yet. I don't mind following that far, I just don't want to get that wet. It's a carnival of circumstance,